Welcome to another episode of JK Sports Podcast. I'm Joey. That's Cody. We're going to be bringing you the weekly preview episode. Now, a little bit of changes, man. We just felt like we had so much to say about our teams that we rushed through, and we really just want to give the time that we want to give and spend our time the way we want to spend it, and that's covering the teams we like. So we're going to break this down and keep it a lot more simple. We're just going to be talking about our teams. We might be doing a win-loss thing, but we will throw that in the description and we'll put our record up. We had a nice record, so if you want to throw, some of them bets down, daily fantasy stuff, excuse me, you can do that. So we'll put that stuff in the description, though, just real quick. But yeah, the podcast is going to be covering the Miami Dolphins and the San Francisco 49ers. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to start with the Dolphins-Bills game. So we're going to be going through kind of weekly storylines. We're going to be doing an X factor for the game, predicting a score, and just talking about kind of what needs to happen. So, Cody, go ahead and start us off with your team, the Dolphins.
All right. Yeah, so there's kind of a lot of stuff going on for Miami this week. Biggest piece of news, probably that big free agent signing, Will Fuller, is finally going to be available. Coming off his 1 week suspension, there's no injuries. I know he's injury prone, worried about there be injuries coming off training camp, but no, he's injury free, not on the injury list at all. So be excited to see what Will Fuller brings to the offense. If anything, I'm actually going to predict that he doesn't even really get that many looks this Sunday because he's barely practiced. I think in the preseason, he was in 70% of one practice. He couldn't practice because of injury. So I bet we barely see him, to be honest with you, maybe a couple plays. Like he might get targeted like twice.
Yeah, I mean, what's your receiving core looking like right now? After your first two guys, right? You got Parker, you got Waddle. Then what's it looking like?
Albert Wilson's a slot guy. He gets a lot of looks. Jakeem Grant can't catch a ball.
He's like a special teams guy.
And then Mac Hollins, who's you might not really know him that well, but he's like a god special teamer, and he's also he's like a good jump ball receiver. Like he's like been around for a bit. He's one of those guys that kills it in preseason every year, so we keep coming back and he doesn't really
and bringing them back.
Like he got a couple touchdowns last year, I think, when our depth was really bad.
It was really bad.
Yeah.
So I mean, he'll slide in. He'll get snaps ahead of him on the offense, but I don't know. Yeah, he's not getting snaps ahead of the rest of those guys.
No, like I'm saying, because unless I don't know. I don't even think they know what they want to do.
I don't think Miami knows what they want to do, period.
Offensively?
Yeah, they don't know, man. But anyway.
Well, it's interesting because this is a point, too, about what happened last week. We never really got to talk about. Yeah. Hold
on. Just real quick. You obviously just came from teaching because you got the professional collar shirt on, but it's funny because you got the Miami Dolphins hat.
Yeah.
Just throwing it on for the podcast.
I know. It's like whenever I'm talking in front of people now, it's like kids. And so for some reason, I'm trying to get away from that mode. Like I'm not in front of the class right now. But anyway, it's funny though. It's funny outfit. But anyway, but yeah, that brings up a good point because the only time our offense looked good on Sunday at all was the first drive, scripted first drive, and scripted coming out the second half, which leads me to believe that we have some pretty good, like our dual, our two-headed offensive coordinator thing is good. Like they have good play calls, but we just don't know what to do when things fall apart, when things don't go our way, basically. Like
off script. I mean, a lot of teams, Kyle Shanahan struggles with that. He's like unstoppable starting games and coming out of the half. And I talked to you about this last year. Like he kind of gets into a little panicky mode and starts just throwing the ball, just throws nonstop. And it's like, ooh, okay.
But so that's that's like an important part to me because I feel like it feels good to know that because in the past we've never been like, I swear to God, dude, we've only scored on like the first possession of a game like 3 times in the last 10 years. We literally never do. So it just feels kind of good. It feels like we kind of have they know what they're doing a little bit. I don't know. At least the game plan for the Patriots pretty well. But
yeah, I mean, coming out, you're going against the Bills. Now, week 1 is hard, man, and it's hard to get a read on a team. I mean, so I'm going to assume they're much closer to last year than they are what they looked like against the Steelers, because even though the Steelers have a great defense, I don't think anyone's disputing that. They're not world beaters by any means. Ben Roethlisberger is terrible. So I think that I'm going to lean kind of more that they're going to look like that 2019 offensive kind of juggernaut type team. If Josh Allen is sharp, I mean, if any quarterback's sharp in today's league, there's nothing your secondary can do about it. But if he struggles a little bit, if he's not sharp, he's throwing wobblers, he's not precise, like, because he was not precise last week, that secondary is going to hold up, right? It's going to hold up. It'll be able to cover some of these receivers. So I kind of feel like, and this is terrible for you guys, but I kind of feel like you have to hope he's a little shaky still. Can you make him shaky? Do you trust your line? Will you get home?
So that's a question too, because the interesting thing about the Steelers' game plan against the Bills last week was they blitzed once the whole game. That's what they came in. They weren't going to blitz. They weren't going to get beat over the top. And the Dolphins are like the complete opposite. We blitz like all game. So all these we're always leaving ourselves open to get beat over the top. So I feel
that's
like
because you guys are built different. It's like the front seven for the Steelers is what they invest in. You guys have invested heavily in that back end.
Right.
So,
but it just, I don't know. It's so discouraging because I'm gonna say this because I told you before we started recording, but Josh Allen always rips us up. He always does. Always finds a way. Like I'll tell you this: the last game of the year last year, he threw an interception. I remember it was like a big time, like, oh, he threw an interception at the beginning of the game. We got a chance. Oh my God, it's like 10-7 or something. And then the Bills beat us like 56 to 20 or something.
Yeah, they had like 40 points at the half, man.
Yeah, whoa. So it's like
I felt bad for you that game.
It's like the Bills can afford a Josh Allen mistake. They're going to come out and want to win. They're going to run the ball down our throats probably.
Oh, dude, if they lose to you guys,
our run stopper is out, hurt now. So I don't know what the defense really does to stop the Bills, unless there really is some regression. Unless what we saw against the Steelers is more on the Bills than it is the Steelers.
What we saw against the Steelers is what we saw 2 years ago from Josh Allen. Really, in reality, we've seen this from him before. I don't believe it'll be that way. And if you blitz, you have to get home because he can get out of the pocket too.
Exactly.
That's the thing with Josh Allen. Like it's really hard to blitz. When you do get pressure, you can't get pressure by just rushing up the field. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because he'll step up and step through. He'll stand in there and make throws. Like he can get it done, even if you do everything right. That's the scary part. And what do you do with Diggs? What do you do with Diggs? Do you trust your corners to cover him one-on-one? Do you double? Do you what do you do?
I can tell you right now, I know for a fact that Xavier Howard could man him up one-on-one. I straight up think
you have faith in that.
I think X can take on pretty much anybody.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't think that's what the Dolphins really want to do. I don't know if they want to man him up, or how they're going to play.
How do you play your corners? Do you swap them side to side, or is he on one and?
Yeah, no, they swap. I'm pretty sure
they swap sometimes.
It depends on where people are at.
That might be what you want to do. But look, this is why you have Brian Flores, right? He's the Belichick disciple. They keep getting hired. He's the only one who's looked like anything so far. He's a defensive guy. He's got to be able to figure this out.
We got, who burned us last year? We played them. Freaking Isaiah McKenzie, bro.
Yes.
We got burned by no-name dudes, bro. I mean, Isaiah McKenzie has speed. That's all he is. I know he's just a fast guy. That's his.
Yeah.
But he's buried on the depth chart. He's still on the team, I think. But it's that's who we got beat by over the top. It wasn't even Stephon Diggs. I don't even know if he played because it was the game before the playoffs. So I don't know if he even played. But yeah, we got ripped up by no-name dudes. So it kind of just makes me really discouraged about how well we can kind of stay with them.
Yeah, I'm not the Dolphins guy, so I don't know a lot of these things. So you love your corner play. How do you feel about your safety play? Because that's a problem if you're giving.
So I can tell you right now, Eric Rowe, who you may have remembered from the Patriots days, has evolved into one of the best players on the Dolphins. Unsung dude, no one even ever thinks about anymore. But he is a tight end killer. Problem is, I'm not worried about the tight ends on Buffalo, but He erases tight ends straight up.
Charles Clay is not on Buffalo anymore. No, he's not. He's not in the league.
Big Play Clay. Yeah.
Big Play Clay.
I'm pretty sure he's out the league, bro.
Yeah, he's out the league, bro. He's out.
But yeah, I mean, and then on the other side, free safety, we got rid of Bobby McCain, who we had forever, and we got one of the McCourty twins.
Yeah,
but he doesn't start. I don't. There's our rookie, Javon Holland.
Yeah, I remember.
He's been electric in camp, and he looks like a superstar. So he's been playing a lot of the snaps, free safety. But yeah, the last thing I really got to say, like I said, back to the receivers, the Bills got working with them. Like I don't know. I'm actually quite worried about man, what's his name? The racist white guy that doesn't believe in getting the vaccine.
Oh, Cole Beasley. Is he racist? I mean, I don't know enough
about he just looks like it.
Man, yeah, Cole Beasley. Yeah,
he's gonna cut us up. I mean, yeah, our slot receiver is Justin Coleman.
Yeah,
him, or you've heard of him at least. But
yeah,
he's done he did an okay job Sunday, but I don't know. Cole Beasley's good. He's one of the best slots.
Yeah, he's one of the best slots in the league. Hopefully, he gets hit with a not with COVID, but maybe like a security breach, like Cam Newton. So he's totally safe, but out of the game.
Yeah. Oh, he's out here paying these fines every week for not having a vaccine or whatever, putting his team at risk.
Yeah.
Man,
he was mad because he wasn't wearing his mask like from the trash can to the door or something like that.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous. So totally crazy. But anyway, to wrap up, my thoughts, unless you got any other questions on the Dolphins Bills, I'm going to give you a prediction for a score here. I think the Bills take this one. Even though it is home, it's going to hurt to lose at home. But yeah, Bills probably going to take it. Look back to normal form. I got a 34-20 Bills victory.
So that's an ass whooping you're predicting.
Yeah, for the most part. I don't even like 34-20. I think it's not even that. I feel like we were never in it like from the second.
Okay. Well, so I was going to ask then, based off your score, it just sounds like an ass whooping. But what would have to happen for this game to be competitive? Then I'll ask.
Something big offensively. I think we need to keep up with them. Like,
so you're not a believer in giving Gaskin maybe some more carries instead of like the 6 he had or whatever. So controlling the ball.
Here's the thing.
You don't think that's a thing?
You know who I think is in charge of that? Half the play, like not half, but a very good percentage of the plays that we're calling are RPOs. That's like the whole offense.
I saw that.
So that is up to Tua. Tua decides if we're running or throwing the ball. So it's whatever he's seeing. Like, that's why, like, Gaskin should get more carries. He really should. But at the end of the day, it's going to be whatever Tua thinks the defense is giving us. So it kind of all comes down to him. It really does. His decision.
Buffalo upgraded that pass rush, but I mean, it's too early to tell week one, but they should still be vulnerable to that run.
Yeah, we have the worst offensive line in the league, though. So that's, I didn't even mention that. I didn't even mention that. But.
That was bad last week, man. I was
like, I saw a couple of some of the worst sacks I've ever seen. One of them was our rookie too, Liam Eichenberg gave up. But
that whole line's bad, man. That whole line's bad.
Yep.
But all right, man. So that's an ass whooping. So I was actually gonna go with a little bit of a similar score, but I was gonna say like you kind of feel like you got a shot, and then they ice it late with a touchdown.
So you think it'll be
touchdown or field goal? I think you'll keep it. You'll be trailing most of the game, but I was thinking like, okay, we get this stop, and then they get a tutty or a field goal or something and ice it. So I'll say 30-20.
Okay. I mean, I want it to be competitive. I don't want to watch an ass whooping. I really don't. I've seen enough of those, especially against the Bills lately.
You could just watch the 49er game, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. I probably will. I'll be turning the Dolphins game off at halftime, if even that, But anyway, we also said we were going to do this, so X factors for the Dolphins this week. I said how important the offense is, but I really think this is a defense. I feel like there's X factor on the defense. I think I'm going to say whoever's stepping up for Raekwon Davis in the middle, trying to shut down the inside run, I think is going to be a big deal. So whether it's Adam Butler, I don't even know if he knew we had him. That's an old name too.
Didn't even know
I think he's probably stepping in. We need him to play big. The linebacker play needs to be better. Landon Roberts is another guy I can think of.
This ain't an X factor, man. You're just like, you play better, you play better.
I'm telling you, and Landon Roberts, I need to see something out of him. He needs to be an X factor. He needs to stop the run. That's what he's there for. And he's our second middle linebacker.
All right. Yeah, actually, Devin Singletary ran the ball pretty well. It was like 9 for 72.
He had to because they couldn't get anything going through the air. But.
Yeah. Okay, my X factor is going to be kind of like maybe you call it lame or whatever, but I think Tua is the X factor. If he comes out and turns the ball over, misses throws, doesn't make the correct reads on the RPOs, it's going to be the ass whooping that you predicted. If he comes out and plays efficient, converts on third and shorts, scores the football, touchdowns, not field goals, you're going to have a shot to win this game. You will definitely have a shot to win this game. I think if you can score, I know I predicted 30 to 20, but if you're moving the ball consistently, I think if you score 28 points, that's enough to win.
I think the Bills have a worse defense than the Patriots too. I'm going to just say that.
They do.
It's a worse defense for sure. So
yeah.
Tua should be able to make something happen, hopefully. But
yeah, if Tua comes out and plays well, plays efficient, that's what you need. Efficient play, and you're going to need like one or two big plays, maybe right. Jalen Waddle.
Yep.
So that's what you need, man. So my X factor is Tua Tagovailoa.
All right. Let's get in Niners, man. Eagles, baby.
Niners, Eagles. That's it, man.
I was like, did they just play last week?
Back-to-back 10 a.m. games on the East Coast. Whatever, man. Our schedule is actually overall pretty easy, but I just want to talk about some things, man, heading into the week. So we lost 3 guys week 1, 3 starters.
Yeah.
Week 1, man. That sucks. Jason Verrett done for the year. Dre Greenlaw. Dre Greenlaw's kind of sucks, man, because it was like it was a pick 6. He didn't get touched and aggravated his groin. So
he's up for the year?
Said 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks. Okay.
6 to 8 weeks. He had surgery on his groin. And then Raheem Mostert initially was 8 weeks, decided to have surgery. Hopefully, he's back. But
how about those death threats for Raheem Mostert?
Yeah, I don't think he was getting death threats, but they were like tweeting or DMing his wife and saying that he's a dirtbag. I don't know what the hell they were saying, man, but just like grow up and get a life. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why would it matter? You know what I mean? Why would it matter to you that much?
Especially when you have 17 running backs on the roster.
Listen to me. Raheem Mostert went out 2 plays into my daily fantasy. If I had started Elijah Mitchell, I would have won $1 million on DraftKings. I only lost by like 16 points.
By 16.
If anyone has a reason to call Raheem Mostert a turd, it's me. And I didn't. And didn't even cross my mind. So just chill out, dude. Chill out. Like, come on. Relax, bro. Anyway. Yeah, man. So those injuries suck. You feel bad for all of them. I feel real bad for Jason Verrett just because he's battled injuries like pretty much his entire career. He was looking like a top 10, top 5 corner. He took less money to play for the Niners, 1-year deal, bet on himself, and non-contact ACL. It just you feel bad for the guy.
You do, yeah.
But anyway, that injury does hurt because corner depth is an issue, not just for the Niners, in spite of what 49er Twitter would have you believe that corner is just something that you can just draft and have a top corner to replace Jason Verrett.
Right.
Every team in the league except for maybe like Denver has corner depth issues. Oh, Dolphins. Yeah, Dolphins and Denver probably have corner depth issues. Like,
yeah,
chill out, bro.
Yeah, corner is
we got.
It's like offensive
line. Yeah, just be happy we got Diamador Lenore in the 5th. Quit worrying about Ambry Thomas. Just like I get annoyed too. It's like, man, none of our first 3 picks are playing. All right, well, Trey Lance played into a touchdown. Would it like if we just swapped and drafted Diamador Lenore in the 2nd round and Elijah Mitchell in the 3rd? You swap out Ambry Thomas and Trey Sermon, would you care? No. You'd be fucking psyched at Diamador Lenore and you'd be hyped about Elijah Mitchell in the 3rd. You know what I mean? Like, just stop being stupid. Like, if you get 3 starters or 3 players out of a draft, like, you're happy.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So, zip it. Like, y'all are dumb as fuck. all this shit about, oh, these first 3-round guys, like they're hurt or they're not playing or not contributing. Yeah, we got Kittle in the 5th. We got Warner in the 4th or 3rd. Like, just shut up. It doesn't matter where you draft these guys.
No.
It matters that you draft them.
Yep.
And quit saying, oh, the magic will run out. Like, okay, that you can say that for anybody. Bill Belichick didn't draft anyone good since like 2009.
Yeah, terrible. He's a terrible GM.
Yeah, like just chill out. All right. So anyway, the next thing, the Brandon Ayuk doghouse thing. I don't really know what happened there. There's rumors that him and Sermon missed curfew, which is why Sermon didn't play, and Ayuk didn't get a target. But Ayuk split snaps with Sherfield. Almost exactly even 27-26. So
yeah,
I don't really know what's going on there. We do know that Brandon Ayuk is better than Dante Pettis, who the situation is being compared to. You know who Dante Pettis is?
Yeah, I do.
This dude was just like,
he's never done anything though.
He had like 4 good games at the end of his rookie year, and like everyone expected him to be all that.
Is he still there?
No, he's
on the Giants. I think
he's on the Giants, and he was like, I don't even know if he's on the team. I think he might not have made
it.
Yeah. Who even cares, to be honest? He's better than that. We know that he had an entire good rookie season.
Yeah.
If you just look at his like analytical splits about winning on routes and things like that, like the dude's a stud. He's comparable to like Julio Jones and like some of these top guys in the league. Stephon Diggs on his win rate. It's like 75 to 85%.
Right.
Like across the board. Dude's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you got to just stop listening to 49ers Twitter and start listening to what the coaches, the GM, the assistants are saying. Just listen to what they're saying. Like, it's not a conspiracy theory. They told you Trey Lance was not going to start, but that he would play. Mm-hmm. And now we're all up in arms that Trey Lance played 4 snaps and didn't start. It's like, he told you this is going to happen, man. Like, we all knew this. I'm knocking over my mic. I'm losing it. It's just silly, man. Stop. Just, if you need to delete your Twitter account to get your IQ back up to, normal, just delete it for a day. It'll come back. You know what I mean? It's like you start psyching yourself out. Like, I know you do this. You know something is going to happen. They tell you. The doctor told you the scab would heal, but the scab is still there in 7 days, and you start being like, shit, is my scab going to heal? Like, and you start getting on WebMD. You got to go back to the doctors. Put some extra Neosporin on it. Yeah, like, stop doing that, man. Just listen.
Yeah.
Stop thinking everything's a conspiracy theory. It's not. They're telling you Ayuk didn't play because he had a hamstring injury. We knew about it. They said because of it, his practice time's been inconsistent. They said because of it, he has been inconsistent at practice. Sherfield stepped up. We've been talking about Trent Sherfield since minicamp. Yeah. He stepped up. He split snaps. He caught a touchdown. Just leave it alone. This is a good thing.
Yeah.
This is a good thing.
You want more people to be good. And
we got 3 studs.
You're right about injuries. A lot of people, especially on Twitter, I don't know why it's so toxic. People don't people don't understand how much small injuries or just injuries in general can affect a player or affect
a hammy for real.
Or yeah, definitely that's explosive. But but also it affects their snap count and all this stuff. Like if you're the coach, you're not going to put something on a guy. You're not going to give him as many snaps as like Debo had because he's hurt. You need to let him heal. Like it's only natural. Like people think that everybody plays through an injury or plays through they think that small nagging injuries don't matter.
You can play through being hurt. You don't play through being injured. You shouldn't.
It's different.
And it's also different. Number one is because let's just be real. Week 1 was Detroit. Okay. Week 1's Detroit. These targets, who's getting featured, all things like that, that's set up during the week. Mm-hmm. So if you don't feel great on Wednesday, Thursday, guess what? You're getting written out of the game plan.
Yeah.
Especially, it doesn't matter if you're Brandon Ayuk. First of all, you're only a second-year player. You're a promising player. You're not Jerry Rice, okay? Jerry Rice, maybe you just ride with him. Brandon Ayuk, you're better than our third, but Kyle's saying you're not Jerry Rice to Trent Sherfield better. You're Brandon Ayuk to Trent Sherfield better. You're about right here. So you're a little injured. You're a little inconsistent. Guess what? We're just going to put Trent Sherfield in there for 1 extra snap than you and let Debo kill it. It's not like Trent Sherfield got 20 targets. Like he got 3 and caught a touchdown. You know what I mean? We only threw the ball 25 times. We only ran 53 plays or something. Like the Lions ran like 80 something. Like just relax. The coaches said Ayuk will be out there. If we get to week 3, week 4, and Ayuk is not playing,
Yeah, then you can
you
question.
can question it. You know what I mean? But I think he'll be out there.
I agree.
We'll see him featured more. Relax. Now, with all of that said and out of the way, 49ers play the Eagles this week.
Wait, yeah, and you make me think about something. Featured more. Are we going to see more Trey Lance? Is he going to come in on more of these
Listen, man, like I'm telling you right now, if Kyle Shanahan was looking for opportunities to get Trey Lance in the game, he would have started the second half.
Right.
Jimmy's
you're
the
right.
starting
When
quarterback.
it was like kind of over. Like,
Yeah, Jimmy's the starter, Trey Lance is the backup. I'll put him in when I fucking feel like it. But he gets his development in practice and on scout team, like every other rookie quarterback who's ever sat for their rookie season. You know what I mean? Like he's not doing any weird shit. He was a little trolly by letting him throw that touchdown. I was a little trolly, but it is what it is.
So what is the game plan against the Eagles then? What do you think they're going to do?
Yeah, man. So I watched the condensed games of these things on Sunday Ticket, and basically what I saw is that their linebackers and their corners can't tackle. The linebackers can't move. The corners can't tackle. I mean, Slay is a good corner. Their secondary is decent at covering. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that you get Debo in space on the edge. You run the outside zone. You put their linebackers in positions that compromise their mobility, and you put corners in positions where they have to make tackles.
Yeah,
and they won't. And they just won't. So, like, I'm thinking Jimmy throws the ball another 20 to 25 times. I'm thinking he's very efficient because it's going to be a lot of play action, things like that.
It's going to be run after the catch too. Like you said, like if they struggle tackling, and that's the worst thing to be against you guys with like the kind of shifty, good runners, smart runners that you guys have.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Debo, Kittle really doing their thing. They're going to have to bring a safety down to cover Kittle.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that means that there's only going to be one safety deep. You're going to have one-on-ones on the outside. You should be able to beat them. I mean, Debo looked great he was winning on all of his routes. A lot of people say he's a gadget guy. I kind of believed it too. But I think we kind of got caught up in recency bias because Jimmy couldn't throw the ball downfield last year.
Right.
So they were using Debo like that, and Jimmy was looking atrocious, but Jimmy looked good last week. So I think they're going to be able to play action, throw the ball down the field, intermediate throws, really get the corners in compromising positions. I think our wide receivers should be able to out-physical them, like as far as run blocking. You pull those guards, get your tackles and guards on them, get them to the second level. I really think the Niners will be able to run the ball however they want, because as good as Fletcher Cox is, he's not getting to the edge. And that's not what he does. He's a nose tackle. You know what I mean? So compromise him. Just run away from him. Their weakness in the run game is your strength. Just exploit it.
Yep.
Just dominate him running the football. Jimmy, throw the ball 20, 25 times. It's easy. It shouldn't be that hard. Defensively is where I'm not going to say that I'm worried, but I think the Eagles can score some points.
Jalen Hurts. They're going crazy in Philadelphia.
I'm not going to say it's because I'm not going to say it's because Jalen Hurts is the next coming. I think he's an okay quarterback. I think what I thought of him last year, if I'm being honest with you, I don't think he's going to be a franchise-changing guy. So we'll just get that out of the way. What I worry about is, one, it's the psychology of your cornerback, who's rookie corner, who's looking really, really good, is a 5th round guy.
Yeah.
You're always going to, if he's a 1st, 2nd round guy, you're like, Diamador Lenore, baby, like he's going to shut down, blah, 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 because he's a high draft pick and he's performing well.
Yeah.
You're in your mind, you're like, well, he was a 5th round pick. Like, did Detroit just suck? Was it just preseason? I mean, he locked up Tyreek Hill in the preseason. So I'm still waiting to see what happens here. The psychology of it being a 5th round pick, you know how that can play on you. His tape, his statistics, his PFF grades, they're all top notch. We're just going to wait and see. He's going to cover Jalen Reagor, who's I'm not gonna say he's a great receiver, but he's very fast.
He's burner, but
Explosive.
isn't Ambry Thomas fast? Like, isn't that his name?
Ambry Thomas ain't playing. That dude's a scrub. Well, he didn't play last year, man, and he looks rusty. He looks rusty.
Where's he on the depth chart?
Oh man, he's probably below. I mean, here's the honest to God truth. We don't really know what our cornerback depth chart's looking like right now.
Yeah,
Because Jason Verrett was the guy that solidified that secondary. So without Jason Verrett, we threw in Dante Johnson. Do you even know who that is?
No, I've not Dante.
Trent Baalke, our last GM, drafted him, and for some reason we cut him, we bring him back, we cut him, we keep bringing him back.
The system, baby.
Bro, it's a joke. I swear it's a joke. Like, they're just trolling us, bro. And no one ever picks him up. We're the only team that likes him. He gets burned all over the place, but I guess he's better than Brian Allen, the dude who gave up all them touchdowns to y'all last year.
Oh, right.
But, yeah. So I don't even. Yeah, he's never gonna play football again. Sorry, poor guy. he probably won't even be able to coach defensive backs in high school anymore.
Yeah.
But look, I don't think Dante Johnson's even going to be on the active 53 this week.
Mm-hmm.
We signed Josh Norman, who,
yep,
in spite of being kind of made fun of and memed after his one All-Pro year, had a solid year in Buffalo. We did pick him up right before the season started. Mm-hmm. He's on the 53. He was a healthy scratch. He just, you got to get him up to speed, get him in football shape. I think he'll be active this week. We also have Ambry Thomas.
Yeah.
I don't know. I almost would say you got 2 young receivers, start your 2 wide receivers, or start your 2 young corners. Just see what the guy's got. Put him on a short leash. If he's getting roughed up, if he doesn't, he looks a little lost, honestly. In 11-on-11 football.
That's a rookie thing, dude. Like, I mean, every rookie
apparently
I've ever seen is like that. But
apparently he was not great, but he was solid in one-on-ones. And every time 11-on-11s came through, he was lost.
Right.
Dude. And he's a press kind of cover corner. He's not a press bail. He's not really a zone guy. And I think without Jason Verrett, we're going to have to go into a zone. We're going to have to go back to that stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see what kind of scheme they want to run. But we also have Emmanuel Mosley, who's our normal starter on the opposite side of Verrett, who's another solid corner. We know he's good. Can he cover the elite receivers in the league like Verrett? No. I mean, but not many can. We don't know if he's going to play again. He was on the COVID list for most of camp, hurt his knee, and now he's still out. So he was doing some individual work, but I actually don't think he's going to play. So I think it would be Diamador Lenore, and I think it would be Josh Norman. And essentially,
right.
And that kind of, that worries me, man, because Jalen Rieger's a speedster. Devontae Smith looks like a stud.
Yeah.
All these receivers look freaking incredible. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Young guys on young guys, I think there's a pretty decent shot. I don't know how Josh Norman could possibly stick with some of these shifty young guys. It really comes down to, really for the rest of the year, is our pass rush. Now, the Eagles have a great offensive line. They have a great center. Why is that a problem? The wide 9. If Javon Kinlaw doesn't play, we will get washed right out of the middle again, and they're going to run all over us. Because DeAndre Swift is a stud and Miles Sanders is pretty damn good. They'll just wash whoever's in there. There's undersized nose tackles, D tackles, wash them right out of the hole, and the Red Sea will open up again. So, I don't know. Do you swap it up and go with 3-4 and just run the traditional nose tackle and keep 5 guys on the line? Do you stick with the wide 9 because this is, one of those, this is what we do and blah, 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 whatever.
Using your chain, yeah.
Now, another problem with the wide 9 is that you're so wide. Your ends are lined up outside of an invisible tight end.
Yeah.
You're out there. So that creates running lanes.
Yep.
So if you ran that 5-man front that I'm talking about, Jalen Hurts likes to escape right. If you watch the game, he wants to go up and go right. Go to his throwing arm side and rush, get out of the pocket, extend plays, whatever. You can throw that third guy over on that side. You could bring that linebacker down, rush from that right side. and kind of help keep contained. If you get too far up the field in the wide nine, you can't contain mobile quarterbacks, and we've had that issue the entire time we've run that system. So that is my concern. However, I don't see the Eagles scoring more than 24 points, and I see the Niners putting up 30 plus again. So there are concerns. There are things that can be exploited on both sides, but I trust that the tried and true 49ers scheme run game players will do that more than I trust that Jalen Hurts and a couple of rookies and second year guys will exploit our weaknesses.
It's like, I mean, it's the Eagles. Like, slow down. It's still the Eagles. I mean,
everyone's hyped that they blew out the Falcons, bro. We said the Falcons might be the worst team in the league. We said it, and you know I hate Matt Ryan. I think he's so overrated. Can't stand Matt Ryan. He just for such a great quarterback, he throws for 150 yards and no touchdowns. Way too freaking much. Like 3 times a year, it seems like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it kind of brings me to who I'm going to go on just a limb and say my X factor for the game on Sunday. It's going to be long snapper Tabor.
Tabor Pepper, baby.
No.
That's a big one, man.
For real.
I don't think that's fair to put that pressure on him.
I'm going to say it's Nick Bosa and the defensive line. They got to get after. They got to get after Jalen Hurts. I think that's the biggest part of the game. Like, you just to stop him, you have to get after him.
They need more than pressure. They need to bring his ass down.
Yep,
they do. Nick Bosa is like a analytics darling. Now, don't get me wrong. Nick Bosa is unbelievable. One of the best defensive ends in the league. He does so much more than just rush the passer. But he is a PFF darling in the sense that, like, they grade pressures like as high as they grade a sack. Yeah. And he gets in there and disrupts plays. And I get it. He's triple teamed sometimes, dude.
Yeah.
It's absurd. And he blows up plays, but then in today's NFL, you just kind of scoot out of the pocket, and Jalen Hurts can just scoot out of the pocket and make plays with his legs, throw the ball down, whatever it is. I think they need to bring his ass down. So, that's just going off your X factor.
Who's your?
So my X factor is going to be Mike McGlinchey, right tackle. They have a good defensive line. They rush the passer well. If Mike McGlinchey cannot hold up on the edge, and he got busted last year against the Eagles, because remember, Nick Mullins threw like 107 interceptions in the end zone. He turned the ball over like 17 times. And some of that was Mike McGlinchey just getting tossed to the side. Like I said, Mike McGlinchey's a Shaq and the Fool type player, man. Like, he is solid. He's great, like unreal good in the run game. He's incredible, but he just gets blasted into the quarterback's face sometimes. Just dunked on and
muscled.
He put on some weight. He had a good week one. Blocking, I don't know, Trey Flowers, some scrub on their defensive line. They're not good there. But he had a good week, so hopefully that builds some confidence and he can come in and play well. That's really why I think they need to run the football.
Yeah.
And Kyle needs to stick with running the football. So mine is going to be Mike McGlinchey, man. If he has a good game, like if you don't hear his name, we're going to put up 35 points again.
What's your prediction here for this game?
Okay, man. So I'm going to say 37-24.
37-24. So who not
I almost went 30. I almost went 34-24. Yeah, of course. I'm picking the Niners to go 17-0, baby. No, Niners win, man. 37-24. I think we're going to put it on them pretty good, actually.
I have Niners win 31-17.
So you think that offense is going to be pretty anemic?
Yep. I think they're not going to stand a chance.
Yep.
No, I got faith. In the rest as a whole. I know that because of the injuries, there's question marks. But I still believe in Fred Warner. I believe in your defensive line. I believe in the safety play. Your defense is still too well-rounded.
Here's a quick question mark that I didn't throw up there. So they got 2 tight ends there, and I think they're going to use them. They got Ertz and they got Goddard. Ertz is a little washed, but Goddard's a good player. Like, he's underrated, I think. He's a very, very good player. Warner can cover tight ends. Warner can cover slot guys. Like he's like next level in coverage.
Ridiculous. Best coverage linebacker probably in those games.
It's what makes him so great. He's very good at all facets of the game, but his coverage skills are just beyond unique, really.
So quick.
Our safety play is going to have to step up. Now, Warner also doesn't cover tight ends. We use our other linebacker.
Jaquaski? No. Oh.
No, he's our strong safety. Actually, our safeties are kind of interchangeable, but Jaquaski does, and he's a solid player, but it's like he'll make like 5 great plays and then make a bad one.
Yeah.
Kind of does that. He's real good, though. I'm not going to say
one of the funniest
Jimmy Ward,
Jaquaski.
It's not as good as Quintez Cephas.
Yeah. That touchdown, by the way, against you guys?
It doesn't matter. Garbage time. Anyway, so, Greenlaw covers the tight ends typically, and we got Warner roaming the flat, cover running backs, cover slot, whatever, Yeah. We use him in a lot of different ways, but usually it's Greenlaw. We got Azeez Al-Shaair, who actually looks phenomenal. He's coming off an ACL. He finally looks like he got that athleticism back, because sometimes it takes time, man. Not everyone's Adrian Peterson.
Right.
So he looked good. So we'll see how he does, because we're going to need a safety. We're going to run a 2 tight end set, I think. So really, I think they're going to do that to widen us out for the run game. They're going to try to. So it's going to be really up to that linebacker, Azeez Al-Shaair, to play well. Play well again. He played really well in Detroit. He's got to do it again. So I think it's going to be a big deal for that.
All right. So you heard it here first. Dolphins are going to lose. Niners are going to win.
First.
Yeah.
We said it.
We
didn't take any of our material from any other podcast on any other.
But hey, for real, we're excited about kind of switching over to just talking about Dolphins 49ers. We can fill up like 24 hours of material just talking about Dolphins 49ers. And I know it might make some people that are not fans of Dolphins and 49ers kind of not want to listen anymore, but I'm hoping that we reach like team specific fans and stuff. I'm hoping that we can.
Yeah. And look, if you're a fan of another team, just come back to check out KODY'S fits, man. He'll be coming through with the clean fits every episode, man.
Yeah.
We'll see what he can pair with that Dolphins hat.
More collared shirts with insert Dolphins hat here.
Yeah, insert Dolphins hat here.
Or just come back because there's just a Razor scooter on the wall.
Dope. You probably. Oh, I know where you got that.
Anyway, guys, thanks again for checking us out, and hope to see you guys for the results.
Post game. Yeah, post game
talk. So.
Yeah, that'll be coming out earlier in the week this time. We'll get it done out earlier. We just had some problems, but yeah, we'll get back to you on the post game talk. And again, man, we're just going to be covering our teams. So yeah, that's it, man.
Our predictions, like Joey mentioned in the beginning, will be in the description below. So we'll say, who we think is going to win. Who's going to lose.
We'll put out the schedule and put a W and an L next to the winning team.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Have a great night. We're going to get back to watching this terrible Thursday night football game.
Yeah, let's go Giants.
Whoever. I don't even care.
See ya.